Houston, we have a problem. So what's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, the videos are up, and I'm gonna actually go just to watch the fight for this. I said the other day in a video, we've been so focused on this whole glove gate situation that nobody's checking out to see what else was going on in that fight with Wilder and Fury. And pretty much I came to that conclusion because Jdeas was giving Deontay Wilder water when Deontay Wilder himself said nobody handled the water, not nobody other than Mark Breland. Okay, and then the video that I did where I said, you know, Deontay Wilder says nobody handled the water except for Mark Breland. Well, and that video is where I post that photo up. Now, we come to find out, okay, there's a quick video clip of Jdeas when he's getting out of the ring. You see some little white substance falls and he grabs it really quickly. And also, I think it might have been the 6th round. It might have been in the 6th round where Jdeas is actually in the ring with Deontay Wilder. And if you watch Jdeas, he had his hand under the towel. And it looked like he was putting something in Deontay Wilder's mouth. Now, let me make some points, and I'm not going to dwell on this all night long, along with the points that I just made, because you can clearly see that when you watch that video. So I'm going to go watch the actual fight again. See, you always find out something else. But what I find ironic about this is, see, I'm not associated with any LDBC channels, but because we all talk boxing, their stuff pops up in my feed as well. And it's so funny because not one of these guys have a video out other than for 9. Now, I don't know about now. Right now it's 7:42 at night. It's Tuesday. Okay, the 24th. But I'm looking, November 24th, it's Tuesday. And I'm looking and I'm like, where's all of these accusations? Where's all of this? We found new evidence. No, because then they feel really stupid. I told you guys already. It takes Deontay Wilder to say something bad about somebody in his camp. Then they jump on the bandwagon. You see my point? None of them are challenging Deontay. None of them are saying, okay, wait, hold up. But how come this and how come that? No, they just do that minion yes man nonsense. Okay? Slave to their king. The peasants to their king. So here's the thing, okay? Deontay Wilder said something didn't feel right from the beginning of the fight. He had no legs, which is why in that video that I made, I said you don't even have to look anything but the beginning of the fight, because when he gets up, when you see the beginning of the fight, it's Jdeas who gets up on the apron and gives Deontay Wilder water, not Mark Breland. But Deontay claims no one but Mark Breland handled the water, so either he's insulting our intelligence and think we're fools, or he's too stupid to realize we can just go back and rewind the tape. You know, we can go rewind the video. So, and now seeing this situation, him saying he was poisoned. He was saying that he felt like he had muscle relaxers or something, like his body, he didn't have no legs and all of this. Okay, well, here's the thing. That would have, he said before the fight, which is why I said what I said before, okay? About just look at who gave him water from the very beginning. And then people would say, oh, but maybe backstab, all this, all of this nonsense, what if, but how come, or what if, or but it could have been whatever. Mark poisoned the water that Jdeas used, he didn't know it was poison, all this nonsensical bullshit. But look, here's what happens. Now he says he felt like he had no legs and all of this. Okay, whatever. Not that I'm changing my stance on this shit, but I'm just saying from what he said, right? What was that white substance? What was that powder? What was it? And Jdeas recognized he dropped it and hurried up and grabbed it. Okay? But at the same time, whatever he was putting in Deontay Wilder's mouth, are you that stupid to think that Deontay's that stupid to not know someone was putting something in his mouth? And if you watch it, he did it from behind the towel. He had his hand underneath the towel, okay? Which means whatever he put in Deontay Wilder's mouth, that would mean Deontay willingly took it. You're not going to tell me that he put something in his mouth and he didn't realize it. And maybe that's why he didn't say anything bad about Jdeas, because it's like, motherfucker, you tell on me, I'm going to take your ass down with me. Now, I'm just saying. But notice how the LDBC is not all over this. And the only one that I've seen so far that had anything to say about it was Fanon. And I won't be surprised if somehow Fanon tried to flip it around and try to make it something different. Okay? Because these people don't like to be wrong. They like to, whatever they say, they want to be able to, I told you. I said it, I told you. They don't want to be wrong. You get past the childishness of it all. Think about this. What was he putting in Deontay Wilder's mouth? And look at how this is the same fight that everybody else saw, but like I said, the attention wasn't there. You know how it's like when you go into a store and racist people are watching people of a different color, keeping eyes on them because they're so scared that they're going to steal, not realizing it's the people that look just like them, whatever color you are. I'm just saying, right? It reminds me of this joke, okay? It's a simple joke. It's not the funniest joke in the world. It's just the simplicity of it all, okay? These two guys were in the war, and they were back at the Army base in the warehouse, near the Army base, and every night, basically every night this guy would come out. He would have a wheelbarrow, right? He have a wheelbarrow full of sawdust every single night. Every single night. And every night the guard would check it. He would go through all the sawdust, put his hands through it, pick it up, spread it around. He couldn't find anything in the sawdust. He's like, okay, whatever. But it was his job, right? So he's checking the sawdust. And this went on every single night. Every single night. So, years went by. These two bump into each other in France, right? And then, they were having a conversation, and the guy that was a former guard said, hey, man, listen, every single night, back during the war, you would always have a wheelbarrow full of sawdust. And I would check it every night. I would go through the sawdust, and I would never find nothing. Well, look, man, the war is over. That's all over with now. So tell me, what was you stealing? And the guy looked at him and he said, I was stealing wheelbarrows. I'm pretty sure y'all get the logic. Y'all understand that. He's so busy looking at one thing, he doesn't realize there's nothing in the sawdust. He's still in the goddamn wheelbarrow. And you're overlooking the wheelbarrow because you're so focused on the sawdust. This is what was happening with everybody that was looking because of all these ridiculous claims. Everybody was looking, trying to make sense of something or trying to debunk something or whatever. And my whole thing was, like I said, who was the culprit that checked the gloves? Jdeas. Now, I'm of course going to stick around and see what this develops into, because I'll say this. They accused Fury of being on steroids or something. His urine samples came back clean. Deontay said he was poisoned, but his urine samples came back clean. Or could it be that there was some evidence that was hidden to protect whoever? Let's just say it that way. See, and the whole thing is, truthfully, I'm not interested in the whole soap opera of it all. I'm just saying, when you look at what was said, well, how do we know that Jdeas is not the one who put something in Deontay Wilder's water? Huh? Think about it. You don't have no footage of Mark Breland doing a damn thing other than throwing in the towel. That's it. But you see Jdeas is putting something into Deontay Wilder's mouth. I think it might have been the 6th round. I think that might have been the 6th round. And you're going to say that Deontay didn't know something was being put in his mouth? Like, he's that stupid? Well, he took advantage of him. Deontay don't know no better. Jdeas, no, stop. We're not going to play the game of, I don't even know what he was putting in his mouth, but it wasn't a goddamn mouthpiece. And he did it from, look at his body, even look at his body language. Look at how he was trying to keep his hand under that towel. And even whatever that white substance was that he dropped, he had it under the towel. He never had it in his hand as if just holding it in his hand. It was like something to where, okay, the towel's white, that thing is white, so something that wouldn't stand out. But ain't it funny how none of these guys are jumping on this to try to have Jdeas investigated, to question Jdeas simply because Wilder didn't say anything? Only thing Wilder said was, believe Jdeas got a mouthful. Because see, when you cheat and someone, cheat with you, but pretty much you are aware of what's going on, how are you going to rat on them without ratting on yourself? I mean, let's be real. Because whatever he put in Wilder's mouth, Wilder was clearly aware that something was being put in his mouth. Look at the footage, the same little clip that everybody else is seeing. So I'm gonna go watch the whole fight again, just to look at those little small details. And I'm gonna watch it alone, where nobody's talking to me to distract me. I don't want to miss nothing, because there's no telling what I might find, what else might pop up. But it's just so funny how everybody had their narrative and came up with, this is what happened, and they talked all this investigation. But again, it was, I think Jdeas has something, Mark Breland has something to do with poisoning my water. If his water was poisoned, right? But I think Mark had something to do with it. He fired him because he was pissed, because he's blaming him for the loss, because in his delusional mind, I would have found a way to knock Fury out. Okay, whatever, that's neither here nor there. But the man sitting in the room watching their hands get wrapped, watching the gloves get put on, was Jdeas, and he doesn't get fired. And now we see this guy drop a white substance accidentally and hurry up and grab that shit. Like, the way he swiped it looked like, oh shit. Now it could be just me, but the way he swiped that's what it looks like. Like, oh shit, like that wasn't supposed to happen. And then what was he putting in Wilder's mouth? Now, everybody was so focused on saying Fury cheated and, you're talking about shady business. But see, now when you see these things, right, and we bring these up, see, here's the funny thing. Let's see what excuses the LDBC come up with to try to protect what we saw and try to debunk what we saw. Yet, no, they want to control the narrative. See, they want to be able to say this is what happened and that's what everybody should believe. But at the end of the day, these things I'm pointing out, we saw on film. So this is not hearsay. This is what we saw. But what I'm saying, let's say, for example, like the urine samples came back clean. As far as we know, right? How we know that they didn't cover up for Wilder? How do we know that somebody didn't cover up for him? Maybe that's why he's not suing the Athletic State Commission. Maybe that's why he's putting all the blame on Mark Breland, but he's saying it's a dirty business, boxing, this and that. But notice, he's never specified not one group or individuals other than Mark Breland. I guess he was the easier target, who knows? And plus, he pissed him off, like I said, for throwing in the towel. I'm not changing my stance on this. We need to hear more information. And to be honest with you people, because it's boxing talk, I'm bringing it to you, but I really don't care. And overall, like, I'm so tired of this story, but at the same time, like I said, I got to give the news. And look, it's only right that the truth, if the truth can be proven, if somebody decides to speak up, if something happens that somebody just come out and drop a bomb and say, look, I'm going to confess, I know about all of this shit, whatever, who knows? But let's see how people are going to try to dismiss the fact that Jdeas definitely dropped a white substance and you can see it, and the fact that he was putting something in Wilder's mouth, and Wilder's not that stupid. He knows what was happening. So whatever he was putting in his mouth, Wilder sat there and willingly accepted it. I'm not trying to hear no, but nah, no. What it was, I don't know. What that was that he dropped, I don't know. But the funny thing is, the LDBCs completely skipped over that. And like I said, the only ones as of right now that I've heard speak about it was Fanon. So anyway, look, people, this is all I'm going to say on this video. I will catch y'all on the next one. And just remember, never fall in love with lies, and the truth brings hate out of people.